Trading in your gear at a music store.
And how do we do it?
Hey guys, Taylor and Scott here at Edmond Music.
I'm Scott, that's Taylor.
I'm Taylor. Today we're going to talk about a topic that, I've been doing this a long time. Scott's been doing it a lot longer. And I feel like trading in your used gear at a guitar store, it's kind of changed a little bit in the past, certainly 5 years. But it's really pretty straightforward, and we just kind of want to talk about it. And
I'm a big fan of transparency too. I mean, I feel like with customers, I always want them to know how we come about, our pricing and everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of a set pattern we have. It's not a big secret, and we're just wanting to share that with you.
So the biggest tool we use when evaluating gear as a trade-in, or if you're just coming in to sell us something, these days, and for a long time now, it's been Reverb. It used to be eBay. But what we look on is sold listings.
That's the big key.
Exclusively.
So many people don't realize that. So what they'll do is they'll figure out, I've got this guitar and it's worth X amount of dollars because I saw somebody asking that online.
Yeah. But
I can tell you from experience, what they're asking and what they're getting are two totally different things.
Yeah, and I feel like expectations have kind of changed, especially in the last 5 years or so. During COVID, okay, let's just throw some random numbers out there. So you had an American Strat that you bought for $2,000. Well, supply was so low and demand was so high.
You couldn't find them on the shelf anymore. Our stores were empty. Our racks were empty.
So people were paying, way close to that $2,000 mark.
$2,100, $2,200 for something that sold new for $2,000 because you couldn't get it. I mean, it's supply and demand.
It was crazy. Yeah. Those days are long gone.
Yes.
We're definitely back to a situation where the supply is much higher, and you can get whatever you want right now pretty easily.
Honestly, even warehousing. I mean, these companies have most everything in stock too. We're finding that now, so you don't have to wait for it either.
So what that does is that causes used values to go down. And again, we're looking at these days that same guitar used. It may be $1,100, $1,200 is what they're selling for on Reverb. Let's do some easier numbers because I'm not great at math. Let's say a guitar is selling pretty consistently, a pretty good average is about $1,000. We typically go for about 60% of that. So we're going to give you $600 for it if it's something that's nice and clean and good, and we think that we can resell it.
Now, we obviously have costs of doing business. We go through and we set up every guitar. So we go through and do a full setup on everything we take in on trade, and then a lot of our used inventory ends up selling online or on Reverb, and that costs us on average between shipping and listing and everything about 15% of the transactions. So. When we throw out that 60% number, it gives us cushion to know our expenses in turning the inventory, and still gives us a little bit of profit so we can keep our lights on.
Yeah, it's and I say that, and I think expectations have kind of changed for some people, and the old hats that have been doing this a long time, long-standing customers, they know the deal and they know that this is what's fair, and they're happy to make deals. And let me say this about trade-ins in general is the advantage of being an independently owned business is we don't have to call a corporate office if we're trying to make a deal with you. So yeah, we're going to give you 60% of your trade-in because we have to turn around and sell it. But usually, most of the time, if it's something that is reasonable here, that's been here a reasonable amount of time, we can usually offer you a discount to kind of meet you a little bit more in the middle, take a little bit of the sting away.
Yeah.
But But yeah, and we'll always show you the numbers. If you're trading something in, we'll show you on Reverb and say, look, this is what it's selling for.
Absolutely. It's transparency. And
there's no secrecy.
I always do that. I always will look it up with the customer and show them how I'm getting those numbers. So typically you can look on a Reverb listing or look on a search for a particular guitar. And then there's on the side column, one of the options you can select is show sold items. We always do that. And then we look at the average of what the sold items are. So it's kind of that's our formula.
Yeah, it's easy to do. It's easy to kind of get an idea of what your gear is actually worth and what it is worth to us or a shop like us. Again, we typically do about 60%. That's about average of what you'll find anywhere. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's typically how it works. So if you are curious about trading your stuff in or what it would actually bring or what it would be worth to us, Reverb is a great tool. Look at the sold listings and then kind of look at an average there.
And bring us in good quality stuff like that.
Yeah, there's no mystery to it. We chose this guitar to talk about because this one just recently got traded in. This is a American Vintage 77 Telly. And the gentleman who traded it into us upgraded the pickups. It's a set of Lawler pickups in there. The originals are in the case.
Lawler's in there.
But that's probably $300 worth of pickups that are extra with this guitar. And unfortunately, they're loaded in the guitar, so we just kind of treat it all the same, and that's what everybody does. So that's a good added value for the next buyer. So that's kind of a cool thing too when you're buying used gear, is you could get a whole nother set of pickups for free.
Yeah,
basically.
You get something hot rodded. Yeah.
But yeah, so we love trade-ins. If you're in the Oklahoma City, Edmond metro area, we get a lot of people coming from Tulsa. We love trade-ins, but that's typically how it works. There's no mystery to it. You can look up your gear just as easily as we can. And yeah.
And we love to use gear. It's always, it turns really quickly here. If you come in the store, and our regulars do, they always want to walk around at the used stands and see what came and went, because that's usually where you see the quickest turns. Because these are items that we're not going to reorder because we can't. So you'll see unique pieces that you got to grab them while they're hot.
Yeah, so come check us out. We love trades. But yeah, you can check up the value just as easily as we can, and we'll always make a good deal for you.
Absolutely.